Alright, so we're gonna speed run the world. Um, After being to 60 countries, aiming to do 100 by the end of the next like couple years. People have asked me to sort of share where are the best places to live. You know, considering if you're a global citizen and you can go wherever you want and the world's your oyster and we don't really have some big world war and we can kind of go wherever we want, why not pick somewhere that you might like? So there's a few ways to think about this. One guy I used to follow, he wrote this: where to live when you can live everywhere. And I don't really agree with him because he chooses some eliminatory criteria that I kind of disagree with. Okay, fair enough, too cold. Too expensive, you know. Earthquakes, then he just gets a bit like earthquakes. I'm not going to die in an earthquake. This is just not going to happen. So I don't think discriminating against that is worth it. So this is how he sort of defines where he wants to live. When you can live everywhere, if you've got like a online business or something, where do you want to look? So he picks these places, but I haven't been everywhere, and let's have a look what's good for me. So one thing I've been looking at recently is the sunrise and sunset times. It seems like a small thing to realize. Like, depending on where you are in the world, you might think, Craig, is that really your first thing you're going to mention? But look at the UK in December. It's getting dark at 3:52. If you look at the bottom here, 3:52. That's just not acceptable. Here, yeah, it's fine. So I feel like the only time you can really go to Europe and the UK is June, July, August. Like, that's nice. That's sunset at 9, 10 p.m. That's brilliant. But you know, if you go somewhere on the equator, let's say Jakarta, for example, um, you know, it's way more consistent. No daylight savings time, which is a scam. And you know, it's just consistent. You know, it's very consistent. Even though it does actually set a bit too early some places. You know, I feel like 6 is a bit. I prefer sort of 7, 8, but you know, I'd rather not have it get dark at 4. So another way to look at this is, and also here, is cities by sunshine duration, which is really interesting. Let's have a look at London, my home place. Where is it? Here it is. Oh, so the black areas are where like the number of hours per the month. So if you look at January or December even, you're only getting an average of 2 hours a day of sun of sun. That's crazy. I mean, Kiev even has it worse, and I think some places down here literally have zero. Imagine getting zero sun for a thing. Yeah, I've realised, you know, humans are we're just more advanced sunflowers. You know, we need the sun. If you don't get the sun, it kind of sucks. So I need the sun. So pretty much Europe is a no-go zone from November to February, really. I mean, unless you just enjoy it. And then, of course, the other thing is the people and who's about there. I think that's really important as well. I think the main two things are like the climate and the people, because those are the kind of things that you can't affect yourself. Realistically, we're living in a global world. Every single place has a Starbucks. Everything has like a place to work. So, you know, you can everywhere you can buy a car. You can, you know, so the only things that really you have to pick are sort of your politics, your people, and your climate. Climate you definitely can't change. The people, you know, trends change, but and the politics, of course, politics change. So there's that. And the other thing to look into is this. I saw this like a couple of days ago. Came on my feed. The smallest possible circle containing whatever percent of the population. Let's play it. So it starts off. So 1% of the population is literally in that circle, and let's let it continue. Speed run it 2x speed. So wow. So literally 15% of the population now is in India and Bangladesh. Let's skip a bit. So yeah, so let's skip to 50%. Like, I like to be around people. You know, you've got one life here. You want to be around a bunch of people. You want to be doing business with everyone. You want to be like, if you've got someone that you know and there's somewhere, you want to be like, yeah, I can get a 3-hour flight to see you, bish bash bosh, you know? So if you want to meet 50% of the population, it makes sense to me that you want to spend a lot of your time in this circle, you know? I mean, unless you don't like the Chinese for some reason, but otherwise, you know, if you want to meet 50% of the world, you've got to be here, like, I don't know. And then, but it continues, you know? And let's say you want to, if it continues even like this. So, to be honest with you, we'll stop it in a minute. till it gets maybe to like 75. Yeah, when it gets to 75, I find that really interesting. Like, a lot of people stay in Dubai, they're like, oh, it's so convenient. And it's kind of true. It's literally slap bang in the middle of 75% of the population. Like, you could just live in Dubai and you can get almost anywhere from there. And it's an international airport, of course. Obviously, it expands a bit here. But then, that's why I sort of discount places like Australia and Argentina, because you're not where 80% of people are. You're in the middle of nowhere. Even wow, that's kind of crazy, actually. The whole of the Americas are not in this 80%. So in my opinion, you want to be spending most of your time here. But that's just my opinion. If you really like Latin America, then you'll be chilling there. But be thinking about that. Anyway, let's get into the countries. There we go. I just doxed myself. I'm in Mexico City right now. I'm going to speed run them, tell you where you should go, where I'm going to go, what are the best cities, things like that. Right, we're starting off in the UK. Politics, we're screwed until 2029 when Nigel comes. But till then, we're a little bit screwed. You're going to get stabbed in London. Fun fact, 3 days ago, we were on the tube in London, New Year's Eve. It passed New Year's Eve. It was New Year's Day. A few hours into 2025, and we saw someone grab the phone off a guy on the tube, sprint to the doors just shut before he could run out. And then the guy would... And people were just like, normal. I'm like, that's not normal. I've literally never, in any country I've ever been to, seen someone like steal something like right in front of them on public transport. I've never seen it. So it's a little bit of a shithole. But, I've got to stick to my roots. I would say that, for me personally, spending like 1, 2, 3 months a year in London, it's a big boy city. Everyone's there. Yeah, it's got crime. Who cares? So that's good. Ireland... I only went to Dublin this year, actually. I mean, a lot of people set up their companies there. It's just a bit meh. Like, what are you going to do? Drink some Guinness or whatever. Oh, by the way, if I didn't mention, we're going to offend everyone today. So, yeah. So, Ireland is just like, why? It's just very similar to the UK. And it's like, meh. I just don't know what to think about it. It's just a bit meh. I mean, so I've only been to Dublin, obviously. There we go. And the other thing to mention is, like, you don't want to be somewhere irrelevant. You've got one shot in this life. You're young. You want to spend it around a bunch of people. You want to be in a cool spot. You want to be in the biggest spots in the world. You don't want to be in some like random place. Yeah, you could just take your money and live in rural Cambodia for $100 a month and live in a mansion. It might be quite nice, but we're focusing on big cities here. We want to be around people. If you want to go be in the countryside, that's not me personally. I want to be where society is. I want to be in society. I know Mr. Robot, he says, fuck society, but, it's a necessary evil society. We've got to stick with it. So, let's start with Europe, shall we? So, that's the UK. I think, for me personally, just because I've got the roots, it's good to spend 2-3 months there, see the friends and fam. Right. Anywhere else relevant. So, basically, Norway, Sweden, Finland, too cold. Stockholm, I mean, is the nicest out of them. Denmark, again, a bit too cold. I thought Stockholm vibes were quite good. Let's go a bit more into the Oslo. Nothing's going on there. Nothing's going on. Helsinki, a little bit's going on, but super cold when I went there last. It was -20, just crazy. Good place. Get in the sauna. Very good. This is going to be a long video. Stockholm. Obviously Malmo is a bit of a shithole, but I guess Stockholm's cool. It's all right. It's probably my favourite out of the Nordic cities because it's got a bit more going on than the other one. I think it's got a higher population than the other two. So yeah. Then we got, and by the way, I'm mostly considering places that have above 1 million. Like, even when I've gone to places that have less than 1 million, you always just bump into the same people. It's kind of weird. I feel like you've got to have like 1 million at least, which is important. So yeah, we've done that. Denmark, Norway, Sweden, Copenhagen, meh. So all these, they're just like, they're cold. Yeah, I could go in summer, but we're thinking about places we want to live. Yeah, visit everywhere. Go North Korea if you want to. Why not? But for places to live, like as a nomad, if you're spending like a month there, why? It's cold. It's expensive. Like if it was cold and cheap, I'd get it. But it's cold and expensive. It's just, what's the point? Even in some places in Norway here, if you look at the sun, if we go back to the sunshine map in a minute, but like places around here, you're literally getting no sun over the time, mate. It's just cold. Why would you want to go there? Copenhagen is alright, I guess. Germany, don't really want to get run over at a Christmas market, but was that too soon? whatever. No, I'm German. I've got to go back to my roots sometime. I haven't actually been Berlin, which is really surprising. I mean, I think I might quite like it. It's a bit edgy. So, I'm going to go back to Germany, of course. I'm going to go to Berlin. Hamburg is probably a nice city as well, and Munich is a very nice city as well. Good. Netherlands, love the Dutch people. They're like super down to earth. Love them, love them, love them. Amsterdam, it's all right. I kind of like it. It's vibey. I wouldn't want to live there. I mean, it's a little bit too similar to the UK. It's kind of like, Belgium, not a country. Like, unless you're passing through it, like, it's just not a country. Like, who the fuck lives here? I don't think I've even met a Belgian person. Like, who lives here? I don't get it. Belgium doesn't exist. France, no. Andorra, nothing going on there. Spain, mixed feelings on Spain. I mean, I'm learning Spanish. It's the second language I want to try and master, even though I haven't fully mastered English. I'm learning a new word every day. I think I learned a new word today. It was eloped. I didn't know what eloped meant. I think it means you secretly get married. Didn't know that. Learned a new word today in English. Crazy. Too many British people here, I can't be British. I can't be speaking English in Spain. It's just too generic. So I've got to learn Spanish first. If I was here, too many Brits around here, I'd say you go Madrid or Barcelona. Even though it's a little bit high crime, you're going to get your phone stolen. You probably have to have a budget for replacement phones, but it is what it is. Portugal, I had high hopes for Portugal. They had a good residency program. It's been taken over by commies now. That's the issue. They think it's going to solve their issues. It's not, as we know. Lisbon is a little bit meh, but I like it. I kind of like it, actually. I won't talk too much shit. I like Portugal. It's actually Southern Europe's kind of nice because I've realised it's not really the temperature; it's just the sun. And when I went to Portugal last month in December, I thought it would be cold. It was a little bit empty, not much going on. Well, wasn't in Lisbon, but it's just the sunlight. If you get the sunlight, it's good. Like, it felt nice with the sunlight, even though it was like 10, 15. Fine. Right, next. Is that Malta? No, that's not. Where's Malta? Jeez, you're testing my geography. Malta's somewhere here. Oh, here it is. It's really far. That's what I want to go to. That's on my list to visit. I think I'll quite like it. I think I will. It seems pretty small, though. Like, you wouldn't be staying more than like 3 months here. But Malta seems quite cool. So that is on my to suss out list. Italy, easily top tier to visit. But living there is like... like, I don't even know where I'd live. Like, it can't be on your living. Unless you're going to buy one of those, like, €1 homes, do it up, then I'd say you're kind of doing well. But we want to be in a big boy city, remember. Switzerland, not been yet, actually, surprisingly. But it's just, from what I've heard, it's a little bit boring in Zurich and stuff. I mean, probably quite nice to go skiing and stuff and drive through, but, yeah, a bit boring. Liechtenstein, nothing going on. Austria, just a BTEC Germany. I mean, Vienna's kind of nice, but meh. Czechia, I love the Czech people. Prague, I'm going to make my first S-tier European city is Prague. Like, easily visit, easy stay there 3 months. You got to love the Czech people. They're just super based. I like them. I like the Czech Republic, or Czechia, as they now like to be called it. By the way, Turkey, we'll get on to Turkey. Your country is not Turkey. It's Turkey. You're a bird. Poland, very based people as well. We like them. Just a bit cold again. You get too far north, it's a bit cold. Very similar vibes to the UK, like very similar vibes to the UK here. I don't know why, but it's cool. I will give it another trip. I've only been to Warsaw, but so it is up there. It's not as good as Prague, but it's got history. It's got good stuff going on. We like it. Estonia, very good place for digital stuff. Bolt was started here, but again, it's just a bit cold. Like, you'd have to go there in summer. Not too much going on there, not too much. So it's not really a big boy city. Latvia, wasn't a fan of Riga. It's a bit not much going on. Lithuania, not actually been, but I will go, and we will have my opinions after that because I'm not sure. Have I missed anywhere? I don't think I have. So yeah, okay. Now we're getting into Central Eastern. Slovakia, Bratislava, not much going on. You've got just commie flats. Pretty nice place to be a backpacker when I was 18. It was kind of nice, but not much going on, Budapest, very cool city. We like that. That is an S-tier city as well, but except for Budapest, like what else is there going on in Hungary? You know what I mean? It's just like, and the language is terrible. Like, you know, I wouldn't want to be there for a few months. Like, I mean, I think you can get by with English, of course, in the capital, but it's just a bit of a weird language, you know. Like, at least Czech, you can say the words, but here is like, yo, like, kiskun, what the hell? Anyway, Serbia. Oh, I was in Belgrade for a month, and it was just boring as hell, man. It's just, and everyone there is obsessed with Kosovo. They're like, oh, Kosovo's ours, Kosovo's. Every single conversation you have with someone, they'll be like, oh, Kosovo's ours. I'm like, I'm starting to not believe you. If you have to keep telling yourself that, I don't think I believe you. Which brings in on to Kosovo. Is it another country? I'm going to call it another country now. Pristina, very interesting place, very little small place. We only went there for a day. I mean, very connected to Albania, aren't they? So, and Tirana was a bit meh. So if I spend a bit more time there, I don't know if it's a bit meh, but I think this is the new, if you're wanting to go to a beach and you want to be a bit edgy, I'd say you go Albania beaches, which I haven't been yet, but I think if you want to be edgy and go to the beach, you go there. Talking about Croatia, Croatia's like would be my go-to if I'm like, let's go to the beach in Europe in summer and spend like a few weeks. Croatia, hard to beat, you know, very hard to beat. Bosnia Sarajevo, very interesting capital, not too much going on, but very interesting country, you know, very interesting country. If you look into the war and how it started and stuff, worth a visit. Sarajevo is pretty cool. Like, you could just buy a house. I think you can buy houses there in the capital for like 20k euros. Seems pretty good to me. Seems pretty good. They've got a very small place called Neum on the. They've only got one bit of coast. Oh, actually, where is it? Where's Neum? Is it here? I'm getting confused. Oh, here it is. Neum. That's the only coastline they got. It's a very interesting place. So that's the only thing about thing is like the Croatians. It's always that meme. They stole all the coast. So it's like, yeah, if only Bosnia had coastline. But I mean, we'll do a summary of the best cities after this because I'm just speedrunning it a bit. North Macedonia, I'm going to call it Macedonia. And it's a bit annoying that they got cucked into changing the name to North Macedonia just because of the Greeks. Like, it's Macedonia, just call it Macedonia. Yeah, I know you've got a district here called Macedonia or whatever, but it's Macedonia, man. Very, very underrated place, but not too much going on. I mean, Ohrid's kind of cool. But yeah. Greece. Athens, I've just heard the capital's shit. I've just been to a few of the islands, but in my opinion, and we'll get into another opinion, like, if your capital's shit, your country's shit. Like, your capital should be the best representation of your country. And if it's not, then that's a problem. And that reflects badly on either your leadership or your people or whatever. And I've heard Athens is not great. Like, drugs on the street and stuff. So, and another thing I'm going to offend everyone. A lot of these southern European countries are very lazy. I like people who are, like, motivated and get shit done, you know, and it's hard to find that. Maybe in Malta they get stuff done. I don't know. Do they get stuff done in Malta? I don't know. But a lot of these places they don't get stuff done. You know, they're just having siestas. Like, what are you doing, man? Rather be in Czechia where people actually like work hard and stuff and get stuff done. Where else are we going? I think we've done everywhere like around there, haven't we? Oh, Slovenia. I miss Slovenia. Very nice capital city. Very, very nice capital city. Not too much going on other than that, but I mean, it's nice. I mean, I haven't got too much to say about it, really. Very good place to go out for the night. Very nice, I would recommend. But it's just a little bit small, isn't it? So we want to be in the best places in the world, don't we? We want to be in the best. We want to demand the best. Romania, a little bit of a corrupt country, but nice to visit. I wouldn't want to live there, though. You probably get your Bugatti stolen, so I don't want to get my Bugatti stolen. So that. We miss Moldova. It's just a BTEC Romania, isn't it? Which has been slightly invaded by Russia. Very strange place. Do not want to go there. Bulgaria, just a little bit. Don't know. Just the vibes were just a little bit off. You know, a little bit off. They've got Cyrillic and non-Cyrillic. Very confusing. Sofia was a bit of a weird night. Good place to go skiing for the cheap though, if you want to. Ukraine, easily I do want to go there, but you know, it's just the war right now. You can't go there right now. I hope that Trump sorts a deal in the next few months. Actually, he said he'll sort it in 15 days, so let's see. Because Kyiv would easily be like a really top tier city. It's got a very high population, and the people there. There's this Instagram account called I forgot what it's called. It's like NPC whatever, and the people there seem super cool. So I do want to check it out. I think that might be like an S tier Eastern European city. Belarus, mini Russia. I mean, nah, man, nah. I mean, I'll visit, but nah. Again, Russia. I mean, it's got to be visited, but would I want to live there? I don't know. Don't think so. You have to kind of learn Russian, I guess. I don't want to learn Russian, and it's probably quite cold there now, isn't it? -5. Nah. Russia's in the bin. It's a very big country. I will visit it, but hopefully not get arrested for being a spy, because that's what happened to that YouTuber Sabbatical, whatever he's called. So I would not want that to happen to me. What else have we got? Have I just done Europe? I think I've done it. Have I missed out anywhere? I think that's it. I think I've just done Europe. That's brilliant. So in summary, S-tier places to live are London, Barcelona, maybe Lisbon if you're a liberal. I forgot Monaco. I mean, it's just rich boys island. I mean, it's a bit too French for my liking. Luxembourg, nothing going on. So yeah, London, Barcelona, maybe Madrid, maybe Lisbon. Italy is just a visit location. Croatia Zagreb's not ideal. It's a visit location or spend a month on the beach, which you'd probably quite enjoy. Albania is a visit and spend on the beach kind of place. So that's sort of visiting. Prague's easily S tier as well. Budapest is slightly below, but that's still good. Then what else have we got? We've got, and then if you're wanting to like the cold, then you can go Tallinn or Stockholm, or make sure you're there in a good season. And then if you want to go more eastern, you go Kyiv, I guess, which I think I'll like if I go there. But that's pretty much it. And if you wanted to be a little bit edgy, you can go Sarajevo and spend like a month there. But so that's pretty much it for Europe. I haven't got too many good places in Europe, but I'd probably my travel rotation would probably be like a 2-3 months in London, and then maybe spend it in Spain once I've learned Spanish. But that is pretty much it. And then with trips to Italy and stuff. So that's Europe. Overall good. EU has kind of screwed things over. That's why I don't like to spend too much time here. The EU has really ruined it. They're doing some stupid stuff there, which is problematic. So let's get on to... Wow, it's been 20 minutes on Europe. Let's get on to Asia. All right, we're back. We had a sparkling water break. So let's get on to Western Asia and Middle East. So, here we are. Right. Now we're talking. So, Yemen shithole. Oman, Muscat, it seems to be quite interesting. I've heard there's a good residency program if you buy an apartment there. Pretty cool. Will be on my visit list. Not been there yet. Dubai, easily Dubai is very, very, very nice. I do love Dubai. I think it's a pretty well-run place. I think definitely the best governed country in the Middle East, which is not a very high bar, but very good. Saudi, I mean, they're opening up a bit. When they build that thing called the line, that might be interesting. If they actually succeed in that, that'll be very cool. So Saudi Arabia, I've got good hopes for. They seem pretty smart people there. The new leader, I forgot what his name is, seems pretty smart. He's younger, right? So could be good. But at the moment, if we're talking living, if you want to be edgy, you go Muscat. Otherwise, Dubai is just easy. It's as I was saying earlier, it's just international airport. You can get everywhere. It's so international. When you're there, you just see so many different people from all over around the world in just one cafe. It's crazy. I love it. But yeah, you probably want to be in Dubai rather than Abu Dhabi. Right, went Kuwait. I think the UK publishes a list of people that visit a country in a year. And if it's less than 1,000, they just say less than 1,000. And I was one of the less than 1,000 who visited 2 years ago. Not much going on at all, if you have to say. I mean, don't know why you want to be here, but yeah, not much going on. I mean, just why would you want to be here and not Dubai? Dubai is not the standard. Why would you want to go anywhere else? Same with Bahrain. I don't know if it's Bahrain or the other one where the visa cost is 200. Why would I spend $200? I don't get people who make the visa costs that expensive. Do you not want me to come? Fair enough, you don't want me to come. Bahrain, not been. We'll be visiting. Qatar, Not been. Apparently has a very good airport. Qatar Airlines is the best. I think it's better than Emirates. Sorry, Dubai. But yeah, I think that's. I'll visit there soon, probably on like a layover, because Doha's a good layover spot. So that will be visited. But for now, I think Dubai would just probably come out on top, just from the community. Like, the main thing is the community and the people around there. I like to be around international people. I like to have people just coming into the city and be like, oh yeah, I'll stop by, boom, boom, you know? That's what you want. Now, gosh, okay, Jordan, a little bit boring. I mean, it's well run, good leadership. They're not in a war. They're not trying to bomb people, which is good. Just a little bit boring, you know, just a little bit boring. But Amman was kind of cool, to be fair. I mean, I won't knock it. It was pretty interesting. I will go back to go, like, what's that place called? I forgot what it's called. There's like some Petra. I will go back there to go there. What else have we got? Oh gosh, we got Israel. I mean, I would love to spend some time there and go to a music festival, but then you've got people just bombing you constantly. I mean, it's just a bit rough. It's a bit rough. So, but I will be visiting. I will be visiting for sure. But I don't want to get killed and then people just cheer for me. It kind of sucks, right? So that's a bit rough, but I'm sure I'll be fine. We will be visiting. Lebanon again. Like you got the Houthis chilling about here. It's a bit like you can't be living here. Like, and especially that Beirut blast that happened a few years ago. That was crazy. But I will be visiting. It seems like a very interesting country. So I will be visiting. But yeah. But where will I not be visiting? Oh, I almost forgot Cyprus. Is that part of Europe? I guess so. Cyprus, not too much going on. Very British vibes, but yeah, not too much going on. Turkey's invaded the north of it. It's just, how are you staying in a place that's been invaded? That wouldn't sit right with me. I couldn't be able to live there for months and be like, yeah, someone's invaded the north of our country. I mean, I guess we got that with Scotland, who almost wanted to leave. So there's that. Now we've got the places I can't really go to if I want a US visa in the future. So that's Syria, Iraq, Iran, Afghanistan. Actually, I don't think Afghanistan's on there. But anyway, yeah, I mean, I want a US visa. I want US visa free access. And if you've gone to these places, you can't get it. And would they find out? Maybe not. But they've also most likely got someone working in, you know, a CIA operative in the immigration that will be able to tell if you've been. So, and yeah, so I think we have to give these a miss until regime change. We'll give them some freedom. That's what we like. What else have we got? Oh, notice how I missed Palestine. Not a country. Okay, I'm joking. Yeah, you obviously wouldn't want to go Gaza Strip. Yeah, I'd go West Bank. Why not? Let's go West Bank. That'll be an interesting place to visit. What else have we got? Afghanistan. I mean, there's that Lord Miles guy that's doing tours there. It would be quite interesting, but I don't know. It seems a little sketchy to me. So don't know why I'm going with it. I mean, I guess to summarize Middle East, the only place I'd really live would be UAE at the moment. Let's get Turkey. Istanbul. I do like Istanbul. Very cool place. I mean, how can you not like Turkey? You got kebabs, Turkish barbers, Turkish foods, dank, shawarmas. Just how can you not like Turkey? Turkey's cool. So Istanbul, very nice. Also a very good spot for international flights. So Turkey's good. So I've not been to any of these three countries, so I will do them on a little probably round trip because for some reason flights are really difficult to get here. I mean, I don't see them come up on Skyscanner. Well, they do come up, but they're just like 300 euros. I'm just like, that's a bit expensive for an economy. Fuck that. But I'll probably just smash those three out sometime. Tbilisi's got quite a good like nomad community, so that might be the go-to out of the three. So I've heard some good things about it, so that might be a go-to. But it's probably quite cold as well, isn't it? Yeah, it's 3 degrees. Like, do not like the cold. Turkmenistan, I swear you can't get into, and it's just a weird country. Now I want to hit up the stans. Kyrgyzstan, Tajikistan, Uzbekistan, and Kazakhstan. Kazakhstan, I really want to go to. I think it would be super interesting, and I'd obviously go here and see what it's saying. Almaty. I'll probably go there, do a little road trip around. But Kazakhstan's on my list. I think they'll be quite good. Pakistan, it's just security concerns. I mean, I'd probably go Karachi. Be interesting to see. But you see these YouTubers go there, and then you see a year later that the exact place they went to got bombed, and you're like, So I think that's Middle East done now, isn't it? Middle East and Western Asia, basically. Yeah, I think easily just S tier is Dubai. B tier is maybe like Tel Aviv and Amman, because they're both, sort of developed and got stuff going on. Maybe Tbilisi is quite cool as well. But yeah, I haven't been to those other ones. Been to Amman, not been to the other ones. Maybe Muscat is also good as well. No idea. I have not been there yet. So yeah, that's pretty much it. A lot less sort of, but yeah, I think that's Middle East. And Kazakhstan, I think I'll really like Almaty. Like the people I've met from Kazakhstan have all been cool. So, could be something wrong with that, but who knows. Nice, 10 minutes we got through Middle East. Brilliant. India. Oh my god. Instagram reels of Indian street food have ruined India's tourism budget. Jesus, like they just got one-shotted by it big time. So I will go, obviously. You can't not go, but we shall see. We shall see. Sri Lanka. People are saying this is the new Bali. Like, I'm like, okay. I think it might be cool. Like, down here, people are saying this is the new Bali. So I'm more excited for. India, I just wouldn't know where to start. It's so massive. I wouldn't know where it'd be good, So, but I will visit. I mean, I've only been on a layover in the airport, but I mean, Sri Lanka seems like more of a cool vibe to live. Maldives, just good for Instagram photos. I mean, why else are you there? British Indian Ocean Island Territory. Can't go there, but it's not even a country, but it should be. We should make a new country here. Be very cool. And Bhutan, why would you be going there? Bangladesh, why would you be going there? Nepal, I would like to visit, but I've actually been off visiting just from the amount of air crashes there are there. Like, it's crazy. Like the airports there, every single you can't be flying into Nepal. Like, you're just gonna die. So that's binned off. So that's that really. That's so out of South Asia, I guess you've got to go for sort of Sri Lanka. I think Sri Lanka's the one. Maldives is where you bring your girlfriend, and Sri Lanka's kind of the Bali vibes. I do want to go there. I think we'll be going then this year sometime, which should be exciting. Now we got Southeast Asia. Lovely. Well, actually, let's do East Asia first. Why not? Mongolia, not been, but it's probably cold. What do you think the temperature is in Ulaanbaatar? -23. Nah, that's horrible. Okay, I'll visit there, but I'll have to check a time when it's not that cold. Because it seems pretty cool. Small country, but yeah, I mean, I'm losing track. We're talking about big boy cities here, We're talking about big boy cities. You can't be chilling at Ulaanbaatar. What are you doing with your life if you're chilling there? Absolutely not. China. You can't live anywhere here in China if you don't speak Chinese. That's basically it. Like, I expect when I was here, they're doing some good stuff here. Like, if you're visiting China, go to this area, like near Hong Kong. Brilliant. But you just can't be living here if you don't speak Chinese. Like, it just felt super uncomfortable for me, It's just like, I'm just eating random stuff. I don't know what it is. But big up China. Like, it's a very well-run country. Very well-run country. I do like it. So I've been to Shanghai, Shenzhen, whatever. Now we're getting here. Macau, that's just gambling. Hong Kong, nice. I mean, I don't know whether to put it above Singapore or below Singapore. It's nice. It's like, it's got beaches, it's got islands, it's got cities, it's got British vibes, it's got good food, it's got Chinese people, it's got people from everywhere. Hong Kong is pretty cool. We like Hong Kong. But who knows? Maybe that'll soon become part of China. Who knows? Let's not go there. Taiwan, is it a country? Is it not? I'm going to say it is. Even though it was a little bit boring when I was there. Very boring, actually. Just boring, man. Like, even Taipei, like, there's just not much going on here. I don't know. They've got good trains everywhere, but it's just not much going on. So it's going to have to get binned. North Korea, obviously not going there. South Korea, just the vibe was off. I don't know. It's No one's having kids. Everyone's focused on careers. Not good for entrepreneurship. Like 4 companies like own the entire country. Very strange. People like working so hard. It's a bit weird. And I'm not a fan of like K-pop and Korean food. Okay, Korean food's good. Korean's food, I'll give them that. But there's that. Japan is like high on my list, but I've kind of been reserving it as like a treat because I just know it's like a good place to visit, you know. Living there, I don't think I would. So that's just a visit. So in terms of East Asia, where would you live? I mean, it would only be sort of Hong Kong for now, I think. Yeah, that would be the only one out of those where I'd actually live. So yeah, right. Now, Southeast Asia. Civil War. Just done. Civil War. Laos. Super. You're going to get methanol poisoning, and the capital city had nothing going on, man. Never been to a place where, like, 8, 9 p.m, there was nothing going on. Okay, there was one little place, but there's nothing going on here, man. I just don't understand it. So, yeah, Laos has been. Vietnam, I've got a love-hate relationship with. I mean, I'm not a fan of Vietnamese food too much. I mean, specifics, of course, but overall, I'm like, eh. English is difficult. Like, if you're getting by with English, it's not easy, even in the big cities. Ho Chi Minh's super, like, mega city, kind of crazy. Hanoi, I think, would be the nicest to sort of live. Oh, actually, here's very nice. Like, Da Nang, this area. For holiday, I'd say you go here. Pretty good. I'd say it's more of a holiday spot. I mean, if you're really on a budget, you could live here because it's cheap, especially outside there. But we like it. We like the Vietnamese. They're very nice people, actually. They are very nice. Cambodia, super underrated, especially Phnom Penh. Like, very interesting city. Very interesting. Like, you got expensive parts, you got cheap parts, you got river, you got, you know, very interesting bits. Like, it's a good space to go there for like a month. There's like this cafe where you can just like grind. It's like $5 for unlimited coffee. It's brilliant. I love it. And there's a lot of development coming here. I think they're literally building the biggest airport in Southeast Asia, and I think it's going to be finished in like 2 years. They're really developing a lot. I think Cambodia is like one to watch. Like in 10 years, like boom, they could be something big. Like if I was investing my money and for like big returns, I'd put it in Cambodia. You know, like it's you wouldn't want to bet against them. I think they're doing good stuff. But yeah, Phnom Penh's the go-to. Outside in the capital, honestly, I'd say like a lot of people speak English. Like I'd say a higher percentage than in Bangkok. If you're like if you're including the whole metropolitan area. Outside this Cambodia, I mean, there was much going on. It's probably very rural. I doubt many people go there. Next time I go to Cambodia, I want to go to like some of these random places. I think it'd be pretty interesting. Like, no one goes to these places. Chaheb. What the hell is this place? And it's 20 degrees there now. Very nice, very nice. You know, you can't argue with that. Thailand. Easy live here. Easy visit here. Still underrated, even though everyone goes there. You know, you've got a lot of stuff going. You've got the big city here. You've got the islands here. What are the best islands? The best island is probably Koh Samui. Phuket is a bit too westernized. I think Koh Samui is like a good mix, and then Koh Lanta is just a bit too not much going on. Koh Samui is like obviously there's not too much going on there, but it's like nice. And obviously Bangkok's just amazing. Like, there's just so much going on, super developed, amazing place. Then we got Malaysia. I love Malaysia. Very, 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 very underrated. Kuala Lumpur is like, everyone speaks English, like the food's really good and cheap. You get really good quality, being around everywhere. Love Malaysia. Although it's maybe just like a smidge too boring, like maybe 10% less too boring, you know what I mean? Like, it's just a little bit too boring, like a little bit. Like after like a month or two, I'm kind of like, yeah, you know. There's not too many people like boozing, you know. There's not, yeah. But we love KL. I do like KL. Like they're doing some good stuff here. And if you're not going to KL, then you go to like Penang or like Langkawi. But I haven't been Langkawi yet, but they've got some good stuff going on. And then Singapore. I do love Singapore. Like if you ask me, Craig, you have to hold $10,000 in a bank account and not move it for 10 years. I put it in Singapore dollar because they're just smart people. They're just smart. They know what they're doing. but living here is good. But yeah, it's a bit too a lot of rules, but and it's quite expensive. But I think it's good. I think it's good. Like it's same tier as like Hong Kong, like probably topping Hong Kong. Like I just like it. The Singapore people are pretty cool, you know. Brunei, nothing going on there. Nothing going on there. Philippines, the worst infrastructure in the world. The worst. Like it takes you like 2 hours to get from one side of Manila to the other. The worst infrastructure, but the best beaches. Food can be so-so. Good prices. So if I was here, I'd honestly say you either want to base yourself in Cebu. Yes, it's not as big as Manila, but it's got a lot of going on, a lot of like tech stuff going on there, and you can much more easily get to like islands and stuff. But if my life goes crazy, I would just be chilling in some island here in the Philippines. Like it's so big, like there's no way you can go to all these places. It's just a shame the infrastructure's so bad. Like if they actually had like speedboats between here and airports that were nice, then it'd be good. But they've just got shitty airports and ferries. Like it literally takes you like, I think if you don't get a flight from Cebu to Manila, it's like a 4-day ferry, something like that. I want to say like it's crazy. And there's no excuse. Yeah, it's a poorer country, but I don't get why they don't invest in infrastructure. Like Laos and stuff has got better infrastructure. I guess it's because they're not taking money from China. They're very US aligned. They're not taking the Chinese money. So yeah, what's going on? They need to fix that. But that's very nice. Now, Indonesia, very interesting country as well. The first most islanders and then the second most islanders countries in the world. Very interesting. Bali is easily very good for community. If you're building a startup, it's hard to beat. Traffic's a little bit bad, but you get what you get, Jakarta, a little bit interesting. Doesn't compare to Bangkok really. Bangkok's just better, and KL's better, but very interesting. If you are there, you're going to be one of the only foreigners there. But it's cool. I like it. They're building some new stuff like by the river that's quite nice, and I think they're doing well. But Indonesia is very interesting. There's a lot of weird stuff going on here in Papua, Timor-Leste. Why would you be there? And also here, you're almost in Australia. Why would you be here? This is literally just tribes. And Papua New Guinea as well, just tribes. Like, what would you be doing there? So yeah, in Indonesia, you're either in Bali or in Jakarta, or if you're being a bit crazy, you're going like Surabaya or somewhere like around Java. So many people live here. Millions of people live here. Tons of people. I think it's like 100 million. No, maybe not that much. I don't know how many live here, but a lot of people live on Java. Wow, is that Southeast Asia done? That's the whole of Asia done. That is crazy. I've speedrun this. So yeah, to summarize, so we've done Middle East. Let's just look at the rest of it. If you're choosing where to live, you're an entrepreneur, you've got a business, you want to do stuff, you want to meet some cool people, it's easily Bali and Bangkok, or maybe Phuket, Samui in Thailand. If you're wanting to get some good stuff, you go like Cebu or Manila. You can just start up an office there. Good people there, they all speak English. If you're like starting a family, I would just go Malaysia. It seems better than the other ones for me, but that's not happening yet. And Hong Kong's cool as well. So easily like the top tier cities here, I'd say would be Hong Kong, Bangkok, Koh Samui or Phuket. Bali, yeah, it's not a city, but Bali. And then if you're wanting to visit and you want an adventure, you go Philippines. Or if you're just wanting to like, the bad thing about Philippines is you got to get good Wi-Fi. Like if I was there for like 2 months and got guaranteed like Starlink fast Wi-Fi, that'd be cool. But otherwise, Philippines has really bad Wi-Fi. So that's the only downside for that. Otherwise, you could just chill on like a beach for 2 months, get tons of work done. That would be quite good. Oh yeah, and Jakarta maybe if you want to be a bit edgy. But that's the list there. South Korea, Japan. Again, these countries like you just got to know the language. Like unless you're like really set on Korean, like, and you want to learn Korean, then fine. But I'm looking at places where you can get by on English, or at least like understand a bit of the language easily. That's why actually Malaysia makes a lot of sense, because you can probably pick up Malay pretty quick. I mean, not pretty quick, but quicker than Thai or Vietnamese, of course, or Khmer. So it makes a lot of sense. So that is pretty much Asia done. And as I said, by the smallest possible circle thing here, it does make a lot of sense to be spending like half a year in Asia. So personally, I would be spending like half my year here, half my year here, maybe like 1 or 2 months in Dubai, maybe 3 months here, and maybe 1 or 2 months in the Americas. But other than that, like, you should be spending some time here, you know? It's got stuff going on. So yeah, now we've done that. Now we got basically the Americas, and from there. Okay, now we're on Oceania. I mean, what's there to say? There's nothing to say really. Australia is Australia. Maybe you want to be in Sydney or Melbourne. It's just far, and you want to escape the Western world. You don't want to be in the West. This is the West. I don't like the West. They locked up everyone during COVID and blah blah blah. But you gotta love Australia. I will visit sometime, but living here, like, it's like, I swear it takes like 24 hours to get there from the UK. It's just too far. And don't even get me started in New Zealand. And there's not much going on here. Like, who's about in Auckland or Wellington? Nothing. And then other than that, what's there else about here? Just some random islands. You're not going to be a big boy here. In Australia, it just seems like, why would you want to come here? I don't know. I mean, we're talking from like a business perspective. You got business, you got an online thing. But, I mean, if you want to work and stuff, then this is probably quite good. But I'm going to skip that. So yeah, I guess the only place you'd want to go in Oceania would just be like west coast of Australia. I guess it's quite good. Should we do Africa? Okay, let's do Africa. Morocco. Apparently, it was like one of the most developed and had the fastest internet speeds. The internet here was shocking. Like, you couldn't get anything done, even in the like highest class place in Marrakesh I went to. The highest class place, the best office there, and it had the slowest Wi-Fi ever. Big problem. And the vibe in Morocco was just off. Just off. Not a fan. But will I go back? I might go back. I mean, some of the people were cool. Some of them just trying to scam you. It was surprisingly very third world. I didn't expect it. I expected it to be a bit more grand, but it was like pretty third world, you know? Algeria is just meh. Nope. Tunisia, I do want to go Tunisia. Tunis, it seems pretty cool. Like, that's on my list to go. Libya, nope. Egypt, I mean, have they got any big boy cities here? They don't. It's just Cairo, and I've heard it's just a bit chaotic, you know? I will go, but you can't be chilling about in Egypt. You can't be living in Egypt. It's probably quite hot as well, isn't it? What's the temperature there? Oh no, it's not. It's 16. Okay. But yeah, I've heard it's a little bit sketchy. The whole of Africa, gosh. Okay, I'm going to offend some people here, but almost everyone here is just a no-go. Like, you can't... Yeah, so pretty much everywhere here is just a no-go. The only countries that kind of interest me are Ghana and Nigeria. They would interest me, so I would go to Ghana and Nigeria, just because they're huge population. Yeah, the only ones I'd be interested to go to is ones where they're like former British or whatever, like speak English well. I'm not going to Africa and then speaking French. Absolutely not. I am not going to any former French colony in Africa. Absolutely not. Okay, maybe one or two. But I'll go to Ghana and I'll go to Nigeria, because they're big countries. So you got to go, basically. And I'm sure, you know, you can be a big boy in Lagos. Seems pretty cool, actually, Lagos. It's by the beach. Do they have beaches? Let's have a look. How do these beaches look? Not too bad, to be honest with you. Not too bad at all. You know, I might be heading to Nigeria. I think it'd be quite cool. But yeah, it's just the whole of Africa. You're probably going to get scammed and blah blah. I don't know. Actually, no, I'm unscammable. I'll be fine. Now, basically, fucking hell. Chad, no. Sudan, no. South Sudan, no. So basically, all of this. You know what I figured out? So my next trip, I figured out a route that kind of just gets all the countries I want to visit done. Okay, except for Nigeria and Ghana, which surprisingly both of them I need a visa for, which is crazy. But I figured out a route. So Eritrea, no. Basically everywhere's no, except Ethiopia I want to go to. Seems cool. Kenya I definitely want to go to. Nairobi seems super cool. I think if there was one city I'd go to, it'd probably be Nairobi. It's probably the best in Kenya. Like, Kenyan people seem cool. It's a big city. So yeah. So I'm thinking of doing a road trip. I know it sounds crazy, from like Ethiopia to South Africa. So I'd go to Ethiopia, I'd go Kenya, I'd go Uganda, I'd probably hit off Rwanda, Tanzania, um, Malawi, Zambia, Zimbabwe, Botswana, maybe hitting up Namibia, or maybe go to Eswatini and Lesotho, and then South Africa, and then head up all the way to Cape Town, because you can get a nice little London to Cape Town flight. Cape Town's definitely on the visit list. So yeah, that's pretty much it. And you actually avoid the places you want to go, which is basically Congo, Mozambique. You can kind of just skirt in between them. Angola, you don't want to go there. So that is what I'm going to do. So I haven't been anywhere else in Africa, so I can't really comment on it, but I think that's a safe route, roughly. And yeah, basically just buy a car in Cape Town, drive it all the way to Ethiopia. Sounds like a fun idea. Oops. So yeah, Cape Town seems kind of like the only one where it's kind of like cool. Or maybe Nairobi, or maybe Addis Ababa. Maybe that's where you want to live. I don't know. We shall see. But again, it's just out of the way. And if we go back to that where people live map, you're a bit out of the way. But I mean, Ethiopia not too out of the way. It's probably like a 4-hour flight, but you're flying over Yemen. You might get shot down. Actually, no, I think the Houthis don't have that yet. They just like to shoot at ships, don't they? Oh, I forgot Iceland, part of Europe. Yeah, Iceland is on the to-visit list. It's on the to-visit list. Greenland, maybe it'll be part of the US very soon. Who knows? I think Trump should buy it. I think he should. Like, if he offered every single resident of Greenland $500,000, they're going to take it, surely. They'd hate their leaders for not taking it. Like, if you say you're from Greenland, you'd be like, oh, I know you're a millionaire, you know? Or half a millionaire. Which brings us on. We're like an hour in. So let's speedrun the Americas. Canada, basically just a commie US. Nope, and cold. Now, US, where would I live in US? Haven't been New York, but I think that would be quite cool to visit. So that would be a really cool place. That's on my list. SF, I'll check it out, but you just have to avoid the crackers. You wouldn't want to live there. Austin would be probably quite cool to visit. I've visited. It'd be quite cool to live. And Miami, nice. If you like the Latin American vibe, it's kind of there. So I think the place to live in the US would be New York, Miami, maybe Austin. That's kind of it, really. Maybe Vegas. I haven't been Vegas, but maybe you want to live there. Maybe it'd be kind of cool. I don't know. But where am I now? I'm in Mexico. Mexico seems really cool. You can get an easy residency. It's the biggest Spanish-speaking country in the world, I think. Yeah. So much to do. Look at this country. I've literally just come to the capital, and it's so big. I don't even know where to begin. Seems really cool. Capital city, a lot going on. Easily top-tier city, Mexico City, I think. Even though I've only been there a couple of days. Oh, I'm going to offend people here, but there's no big boy cities here in the Caribbean, is there? I mean, Jamaica, bit dangerous. A lot of these are very dangerous, hard to get to. Oh, don't get me started on Haiti. And the only one I'd probably want to visit is Dominican Republic. Seems pretty interesting, nice beaches. That's the only one I want to visit. Cuba, absolutely not. Leave Central. I mean, Guatemala seems interesting to visit. Belize, not much going on, but I'll visit. El Salvador, very cool president. I will visit, but probably not too much going on. Nicaragua, not too much going on, but apparently you can get apartments there for like 20, 30k, and then you can live there. Maybe you want to. Costa Rica seems cool. I will hit up there. Not been there yet. Honduras, I don't know. Some people get a bit irked saying you're going to go Honduras. I'm annoyed that they got rid. There used to be like this Freedom Island here, and I think they're shutting it down. So that annoys me. So that I'm not a fan of the Honduran government for doing that. And Panama City seems interesting. I will hit that up. But you know, it just seems. We'll see. Colombia. I've been to Medellin, Bogota. They need to sort out their crime. Like, what's going on? Like, Medellin, there's too many degens around there. It's nice. It's a nice place, but I've like heard like 2 in-person stories of person I've just met on the street saying they've literally been robbed, like just from a taxi. I'm like, like, you know, the thing is when you see it in real life, then you're like, this is real. But if you just see it online on X, it's easy to get distorted. But if I'm in person and I just see 2 random people and they're just like, yeah, I got robbed, then I'm like, okay, this is kind of sketchy. Right, let's speedrun South America now. So Venezuela, nope. stole the election. Guyana, Suriname, French Guiana, nothing going on here. It's just Amazon, but I love the Amazon jungle. I think it's pretty cool, like stuff going on. Brazil. The reason I haven't been yet, and the reason I probably wouldn't live there, is because if I wanted to live there, I'd want to know Portuguese. And I'm already learning Spanish, and I don't want to learn another language that can only be used in 2 countries. So it's kind of just a no-go. And also the crime is a little bit high there as well. Ecuador, I swear there was a coup, and they like took over the TV stations. Seems a bit sketchy to me, man. Seems a bit sketchy. And it's one of those countries, just like Bolivia, that has one that's quite cool, Quito, and then one that's quite hot, 25, you see? Interesting, but I think that's a no-go. Peru, Lima has has some of the worst weather ever. It's just cloudy, and I think it doesn't get sunshine some of the year. It's really weird, but it has a lot of Michelin star restaurants. But Peru's, I've got to go back there and visit like Cusco, because I didn't go this time last year. But we'll go Chile. Very long country. Jesus. Apparently the Spanish there is really hard to understand, so I've put that off until I'm advanced level. And it seems like a bit expensive, and I'm just like, if you're this far away from everywhere, you at least want it to be cheap, so why would you want to go somewhere expensive? Don't get it. I mean, I'd rather be in Mexico than Chile, I reckon, even though I haven't been, but I will be going. Argentina, I think I didn't give it a good chance because I went in the winter, and I went to Buenos Aires, and it was freezing. It was like -5, and I would book this whole Airbnb that only had AC in one room. So I had the AC set to like 30 degrees Celsius to heat me up, and I just basically just chilled in that room because it was so cold outside, and I didn't check the weather before I arrived. So that's Uruguay, Montevideo. It's like the most expensive country in South America, but it's not much going on there to qualify it, you know? Why? Paraguay, very good residency. Asunción's up and coming. Nice. Bolivia, it's on the to visit. So, yeah, that is the Americas. And have we just sped around the world? That's crazy. So, in summary, it's been an hour just roasting countries and going through everywhere. If you wanted to live, let's talk about if you wanted to live somewhere, where would you live, and then where I'm visiting next and what my thoughts are and where I'd recommend. So I'd recommend, if you're on an online business, you want to live wherever you like this lifestyle, I would say you want to spend 6 months here in Southeast Asia, because it's got a bunch of people here, good lifestyle, nice weather, tropical, hard to go wrong. My top picks would be Bali, Bangkok, Koh Samui, and then if you're feeling a little bit more in a bougie mood, I'd go Hong Kong or Singapore if you like them. And if you're feeling in a little bit more of an adventure mood, I'd go Philippines or Cambodia. So I would honestly spend, as I said before, I'd spend it more in Thailand and Bali. And then if you're feeling a little bit like, oh, I want to see some rooftop bars, fly to Hong Kong, fly to Singapore. And if you're feeling like, I feel like an adventure, you'd fly to Philippines and fly to Cambodia. I think that's a really good routine. I'm kind of liking that at the moment. It works super well. And if you're like, let's go on holiday, maybe go Vietnam, maybe go Japan. If you're like, let's do a week and I just want to chill in a hotel, eat some good food, Vietnam or Japan. That's how I'd summarize it basically. And that's it. And then I'd spend 3 months in Europe. I would spend like 2 of those in London just because I'm British. But if you're not British, I'd recommend, and then I'd probably spend a month like around Europe. So I'd spend a month there, but maybe you'd spend like 2 or 3 months. I would spend it in, if you're doing summer. If you're not doing summer, then it would definitely be looking at the south. But I would say, yeah, if it's winter and you're needing some heat, I would go Barcelona or Lisbon. Probably Barcelona above that. Just watch your phone. And then maybe coast of Croatia as well, if you're like looking for specifically beach vibes. Or maybe just the islands of Greece. I mean, yeah, Athens sucks, but who cares? Just anywhere south, you know, or maybe Italy. But yeah, if you're just wanting to live, I would say, so my top tiers would be like Prague, um, Budapest, and maybe Poland, Warsaw, maybe another city in Poland, even though I haven't been, or Kiev. And I think that's it. Yeah, maybe Berlin, maybe. I don't know. So yeah, Europe I'm still a bit undecided on because most of these places I haven't spent a month in, so I can't really comment on. But that's yeah, what I've just said. That's what I'd roughly recommend. And then if you're going for a holiday, say Italy, blah blah blah. That makes a lot of sense. Africa wouldn't be in my rotation now. This would just be an adventure trip. I don't think it ever would be unless I really like Cape Town or somewhere around here. But we'll see. Oh, I forgot Madagascar. Well, yeah, not much going on. Oh, well, Mauritius as well. Well, whatever. I've forgotten a lot of countries. If I've forgotten it, it's probably irrelevant. Sorry to say. So there's that. 3 months, 6 months. And then I'd probably spend the other 3 months. Either I'd spend 1 month in Dubai over December. The best thing to do is when it becomes December is go to a Muslim country because you can avoid most of the Christmas music. Some of them, like Dubai, will probably still have a lot, but you can avoid the Christmas music. I hate Christmas music. Christmas music should be banned except for the 1 week in Christmas, and then it should be banned. Like, if I was king of the world, that's what I would do. And then, so then the other 3 months would, yeah, I'd probably do like a month in Dubai, or maybe if you don't like Dubai, then I would just skip Middle East, and then I'd just spend 3 months. Maybe do like a few weeks in Paraguay, because I'm doing that kind of at the moment, or Argentina. If you can, yeah, maybe, and then, I don't know. I don't know what to say. I mean, I would be doing just Paraguay here. Maybe with a few trips to Brazil and Argentina, Chile, Colombia, maybe. I mean, Colombia is still nice to visit. Colombia's probably the nicest to visit out of all these, or Peru, but, you know, it's just for living, it's like, ugh. For living, I'd choose, like, Paraguay. I'd probably choose Argentina, maybe. Who knows? But Paraguay is good for the residency. And then, even though I've just arrived, I think, like, Mexico City would be another spot where you'd spend a month, you know? And then maybe, like, somewhere in central here, even though I haven't visited. But that'll be it. And then, if you like US, maybe you can go to New York as well. Might be quite nice. So basically, that's it. And in terms of my travels, where I'm going next, now Mexico City, it's January 5th for this year. This is going to be a rough plan. It might completely change. I'm going to head back to Paraguay just to sort some things out. On the way, I'm thinking of knocking out a few of these Central American countries. And then when I'm in Paraguay, I might, might knock out Bolivia because I haven't been, or maybe I'll just hop the border to Argentina if I'm short on time. Go to like some border town. Maybe even hop the border to Brazil. Who knows? I'll do one of the ones here as well. And then sort of March time, head back to the UK. Then probably head to Sri Lanka, stopping on the way somewhere in the Middle East or somewhere in Central Asia. Maybe knock out the Central Asian countries, and spend a few months till the end of the year in Southeast Asia again. Then probably the following year, 2026, I might do my crazy driving across Africa trip. I think that might be fun. And then I'll probably do the rest of Central America, Central Asia then as well, because I don't think I'd be able to get all these stans done in that time. And yeah, hopefully this year I'll be able to get a few of these Central American ones done. If not, that'll have to be a next year job. But yeah, that's the plan. This is my ramble for an hour about the countries. So yeah, I'm wondering where you guys think is good to live, and if it's giving you some ideas. I think people should make their own videos like this and just give their thoughts on everywhere, you know, especially if you've been to a few places. Not be like one of these YouTubers that are like, oh, I love North Korea, or, you know, it's just meh. You know, some places are not good to live, some places are good to live. But that's good, you know. And we're also presuming that you don't like to spend it in one spot. I think the best thing to do is like a travel rotation. Like, I'm probably gonna be doing this for a few years, and then, you know, then I'll probably have like 3 places that I like, and I'll just spend 4 months, 4 months, 4 months. You know, that seems like a good plan. But anyway, thanks for watching. See ya.